Welcome to Empathy Stories, where every narrative reveals the delicate dance between love and loss. Today, we share a poignant tale captured through the lens of American photographer John Carter, a timeless journey that follows an elderly couple's enduring bond and the heart-wrenching final image that reminds us to cherish every precious moment. In 1964, renowned American photographer John Carter set out with a single goal: to capture the breathtaking beauty of an American country garden. Born and raised in the heartland of the Midwest, Carter had always been captivated by the gentle rhythm of nature. The quiet splendor of blossoming spring, the lush greens of summer, the rich hues of autumn, and the stark elegance of winter frost. What he anticipated would be a routine photographic exploration quickly unfolded into something far more profound, a journey into the depths of human emotion. Carter's camera became his silent witness as he began photographing an elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, who lived in a quaint farmhouse surrounded by their meticulously tended garden. At first glance, his objective was clear: to document the interplay between the ever-changing seasons and the steadfast beauty of a garden in full bloom. But as each month passed, something remarkable began to emerge. Amid the backdrop of nature's ceaseless transformation, the Johnsons' daily ritual, captured in a series of 11 carefully composed portraits, unveiled a story of enduring love and quiet devotion. Every month, as Carter returned to the Johnsons' garden, he observed a ritual as precise as it was touching. Mr. Johnson would always stand on the left, his posture both dignified and gentle, while Mrs. Johnson, with a soft smile and tender eyes, occupied the right. Their arrangement, repeated with serene regularity, spoke of a deep-seated harmony and mutual respect. Their expressions, subtle yet unmistakably affectionate, transcended the passing of time. In the backdrop of vibrant spring blooms and the mellow decay of autumn leaves, their smiles and shared glances painted an intimate portrait of a love that had weathered decades. As I watched Carter's work evolve from a mere visual record of nature's cycles to an evocative chronicle of human connection, it became clear that his lens had captured something unexpected. He was not merely documenting the beauty of an American garden, he was capturing the essence of the Johnsons' relationship, a love as constant as the seasonal changes around them. Their interactions, though quiet and unassuming, resonated with a profound empathy and understanding. The tender way Mr. Johnson looked at his wife, and the gentle nods and subtle gestures exchanged between them, revealed a lifetime of shared moments, joys, and sorrows. This unexpected depth in Carter's work transformed his project into an exploration of life's fleeting nature. His series, which he titled In an American Country Garden, soon became a poetic narrative that spoke not just of nature's cycle but of the inevitable passage of time in human lives. Each image was like a chapter in a delicate novel, where the beauty of the garden paralleled the beauty of enduring love, a love that, despite the relentless march of time, remained resolute and tender. What started as a straightforward photographic assignment evolved into a meditation on the interplay between nature and human emotion. Carter's accidental discovery reminded him, and all who would later view his work, that behind every smile, every shared glance, there is a lifetime of memories, joys, and heartaches. Through his lens, the American countryside was no longer just a scenic backdrop, but a stage on which the timeless drama of love and loss was gracefully played out. As an outsider bearing witness to this transformation, I found myself deeply moved by the quiet resilience and beauty of the Johnsons' love, a poignant reminder that even in the simple act of living, there lies an art that is both tender and eternal. As the months passed, John Carter's lens became an intimate window into the hearts of Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, a couple whose quiet routine spoke volumes about a shared life filled with unspoken understanding and deep affection. Every session in the garden revealed a delicate interplay of light and emotion, where the passing seasons not only transformed the landscape but also seemed to mirror the enduring warmth and subtle changes in the couple's relationship. In the early spring sessions, when the garden burst into a riot of pastel colors and fresh blossoms. There was an unmistakable air of renewal in the Johnsons' expressions. Mr. Johnson, always standing with quiet dignity on the left, appeared especially serene, his eyes softened by the promise of new beginnings. Beside him, Mrs. Johnson's gentle smile and slightly brighter gaze spoke of hope, a hope that, despite the inevitable cycles of life, love remained ever present. There was an unspoken celebration in their posture and expressions, as if the emerging buds around them symbolized not only nature's revival but also a rejuvenation of their spirits, a reaffirmation of their commitment to one another. During the summer months, as the garden luxuriated in vibrant greens and the sun cast a warm, golden glow over everything, the couple's bond grew even more evident. The intensity of the sunlight seemed to emphasize the depth of their connection. In these sessions, their eyes often met with a spark of mutual recognition, quiet moments where time appeared to pause. Their hands, though rarely touching in the formal composition of the photograph, suggested a latent closeness, as if every shared glance was a silent conversation that only they could understand. The enduring quality of their affection shone through in every subtle smile and every relaxed gesture, offering a powerful counterpoint to the transient beauty of the summer bloom. As autumn arrived, with its crisp air and a tapestry of amber, red, and gold leaves, the Johnsons' portraits took on a tone of gentle introspection. The falling leaves became a metaphor for the passage of time, and the couple's expressions carried a reflective, almost wistful quality. Mr. Johnson's stance remained steady, yet there was a quiet melancholy in his eyes, a soft acknowledgement of years gone by and the impermanence of life. Mrs. Johnson's smile, though still warm, held traces of nostalgia and gratitude for the shared memories that each season had brought. It was during these sessions that the unspoken vulnerability of long-standing love was most palpable, as if both understood that every moment was precious and fleeting. In the stark, serene chill of winter, the garden transformed into a quiet landscape of frost and muted colors. The photographs taken during this season were the most evocative, capturing a stillness that resonated deeply with the couple's inner world. The contrast between the barren backdrop and the couple's enduring presence was striking. In this quiet tableau, their expressions exuded a profound sense of resilience. Mr. Johnson's face, lined with the wisdom of many winters, carried a solemn dignity that belied the loss and hardship that life had occasionally imposed. Mrs. Johnson, ever the gentle spirit, radiated a calm acceptance and a deep-seated love that warmed even the coldest days. In these images, the couple did not merely endure the winter, they embraced it, finding beauty in its starkness and drawing strength from their shared history. Throughout these 11 months, Carter's careful eye for detail revealed that the Johnsons' ritual was more than just a series of photographs, it was a living diary of their emotional journey. Every captured moment, whether bathed in the soft light of spring or the somber hues of winter, was a testament to a love that remained constant despite the inevitable march of time. Their consistent positions, Mr. Johnson on the left and Mrs. Johnson on the right, became a symbol of a partnership built on unwavering trust, stability, and a deep emotional intimacy that only grew richer with each passing season. In witnessing this ongoing portrait of timeless affection, one could not help but be moved by the quiet power of their bond, a reminder that even as the world changes around us, the true essence of love endures, carrying with it the resilience to face every season of life. As the calendar turned to March 1964, a chill had settled over the American countryside, a subtle reminder that even the gentlest seasons must eventually yield to time's inexorable march. It was during this quiet moment, when nature itself seemed to hold its breath in anticipation of change, that John Carter returned once more to the familiar garden where the Johnsons had become the living heart of his series. For months, he had captured the couple's enduring love against a backdrop of shifting seasons. Each photograph a tender tribute to a bond that had weathered time's gentle caress. But on this final visit, An empty space loomed where once a radiant smile had stood. Stepping into the garden with his trusted camera, Carter felt a heaviness in his heart, as if he were about to close a cherished chapter of life's delicate diary. The garden, bathed in the soft, melancholic light of an overcast day, held its usual beauty, yet something felt irrevocably altered. As he looked towards the spot where Mrs. Johnson had always stood, a profound silence greeted him. In that sacred space, the absence was palpable, a void that screamed of loss and the fleeting nature of human existence. Carter raised his camera, his hands trembling slightly as he sought to capture this new reality. In the frame, Mr. Johnson stood alone, his posture as familiar as it had been in every previous session, yet now marred by an unmistakable sorrow. His eyes, once sparkling with the shared joy of a lifetime, now betrayed the heavy weight of grief and loneliness. Every line etched upon his face told a story of years filled with both tender love and heart-wrenching separation. In that single, unadorned moment, the photographer found himself confronting the harsh truth that love, no matter how profound, is as vulnerable as it is beautiful. The final photograph was more than an image, it was a poignant meditation on mortality and the inevitability of loss. For Carter, the absence of Mrs. Johnson transcended the personal sorrow of witnessing a beloved companion's departure, it became a universal symbol of life's impermanence. In the empty space beside Mr. Johnson, he saw not only the silence of a life left behind but also a profound lesson that resonated deeply within him and, he hoped, within every viewer who would later gaze upon his work. As I watched Carter review the image, I could sense the turmoil and reflective melancholy in his eyes. He lingered on that final shot, realizing that it encapsulated the duality of human experience, a celebration of love and the inevitable pain of farewell. The photograph spoke silently, urging those who saw it to cherish every fleeting moment with their loved ones, to embrace joy when it appears, and to be prepared for the sorrow that sometimes follows. It was a reminder that every laugh, every shared look, every tender touch is precious precisely because it is transient. In that solitary figure of Mr. Johnson, there was both strength and fragility, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit even as it mourns its losses. Carter's final image became a mirror reflecting our own vulnerabilities and the precious, ephemeral nature of life itself. Through the lens of his camera, he communicated a timeless truth that while love may endure, it is intertwined with the bittersweet pain of loss. And so, in the quiet stillness of an American garden, this final picture taught us that to live fully, we must cherish every moment. For the people we hold dear are here today and may be gone tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on Empathy Stories and experiencing this moving narrative of enduring love and inevitable loss. We hope the story of Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, immortalized in John Carter's final, haunting photograph, has touched your heart and inspired you to appreciate the fleeting beauty of every moment. Your support encourages us to keep sharing these powerful reflections on life, love, and human resilience. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching.